Guys, hello and welcome to the Liberian TV network. Today we are here at the National Concession institution where the deputy director is responding to some accession being made by some of the employees of the institution. Keep posted. I'm Francis KD Kopo. You can like, comment, and share on our Facebook and YouTube channel.
The unbecoming behavior of one of our employees who is impersonating and putting himself as workers' union head. For me, as corporate relations director, this greets me with a great deal of dismay and absolute surprise. And to listen to the quote-unquote so-called worker union head dangerously denigrating and maligning the character of one of the heads of the National Bureau of Concession, I'm on an obligation as per my TOR and my roles and responsibility to promote, protect, rebrand, and protect the brand image of the National Bureau of Concession. And in my official discharge of my responsibility, I hereby say categorically clear, this is a concocted lie. The individual is a brazen liar. But I will now pause for a while I welcome the Deputy Director General for Administration, who is the gatekeeper for administration, to speak to some of the issues levied against him, since in fact he's here in our presence. Thank you so much. Bill Quintas Camara, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I want to say thank you to the co-presidents. I'm just shocked by this news while we are working. Since we resumed work this morning, with me today I have the working union leaders, Francis Yoruba. I have PRO director, who is in charge of every communications in this entity. Then right behind you, we have the human resource director. We have the controller right there. We have procurement. We have MAE officers. As a matter of fact, it's a working time as about the hour. This morning I was taken by surprise. I received a call that there were protests at the front of our gate. So we immediately rushed to see whether we could curtail the actions to ensure that the workplace become peaceful. So as part of the protest, we received some count from the group called Liberia United for Justice and Accountability. There are several counts against one of our officials of government here. So I arrest that situation while trying to get back to work. Then we heard that there's a journalist in the building and the individuals is having a press conference. And what baffled me is that for an individual who is a civil servant under the law, a civil servant cannot just open for a press conference. A civil servant TOR work within the TOR. If you are aggrieved under the civil servant, is you write a grievance to that, you don't pass it through administration can address it. But for a civil servant who's supposed to be working this out, to call media and just have a press conference, that is to tell you how this institution has been running in the past, for which it has never implemented its statutory responsibility. It's frustrating. But how be it, it is the reason why we have been appointed as president to rebrand this institution. But you know, folk estates, this institution had ugly image in the past. For the past 7 years, this is the institution that is responsible for monitoring and compliance of concessions. We have 48 concessions in the country. Only one has been monitored in 7 years, my brother. And this is the institutional responsibility. The government spends $74,000 monthly on civil 7 years. But in 7 years, almost 8 million government spent on this entity, and the entity could not give an annual report, could not inform the legislature, could not inform the president, could not inform donors, could not inform the Republic of Liberia what is happening to concession, while our people are lying in abject poverty across the country. And this is the entity that is responsible. That is because of the lack of leadership. That is because of hiring the unprofessional people. That is because government are not paying key attention to the NBC. Under our administration, of the able leadership of President Joseph Lumumba, since we resumed leadership, we have never rest. So agents in this institution are resisting the change. For a civil servant to refer to me that I am not an appointed government official, that is a gross subordination to the Constitution and the office of the President. This is my letter of appointment from the President of Liberia. And I have this with me since I was appointed as Deputy Director General for the administration in this entity. How can the civil servant sit in his office, the person who has worked daily to ensure that he gets salary on time? He's supposed to be on the field monitoring concession, is calling from the press conference. And that's the reason why I called Honorable Josiah Joker to stand firm in the reform exercise of public service. Because a civil servant are taking law into their hands and not following the chain of command, how institutions should run. Some of these people need to be displaced. There are a lot of young people out there looking for a job.
So, quickly said, I'm Sylvester Chidofle. While they were speaking to us, there are several allegations leveled against you, but I want to begin with this question. Are you aware that the president appointed director proper for NBC? If you are aware, what's the relationship with you, with the director?
Well, as a matter of fact, the director, the president has never appointed anybody proper. In February, the president appointed a director to take siege of the NBC. That coincided with the Supreme Court hearing on 10 News matter. That appointment went after 90 days, did not take effect until in August 21st, His Excellency Joseph Lumumba again reappointed Honorable Tilo Mumu to act in the capacity as Director General. So while he's acting, we still enjoy the working relationship as acting Director General, not yet confirmed. We look forward to other relationship because Section 9.1 says that the President shall appoint a Director General to replace the outgoing Director General, who has served a tenure of 4 years with the consent of the Senate, commissioned and appointed to serve the tenure position. So that capacity is in the purview of the President.
So, my president, so do you recognize him as the acting director who should be able to oversee this bureau?
Like I said to you, the President appointed me as acting, and we enjoy the relationship working irrespective of the challenges that have been made under our leadership. I have been here for 1 year, and he has been here for 4 months plus. So some of the work we've done, like the office we in was never good. We renovated the building, we ensure employees come to work. The total employee are 94 employees. When I took office, there were only 34 employees who come to work.
Okay.
So that means that the rebranding exercise of the Bureau of Concession through the effort of the Director General CSA Josiah Joker, we want to say thank you because he really helped to restore the confidence of the Bureau. For many of the employees, 90% of the IA report says they come to work at will and pleasure. So when we institute mechanism to have an effective workforce, you resist that. And I'm sure that we're working to work.
That's really good. So my next question before I give my colleague the chance, what would you say about this allegation that you suspend some employees of the NBC and even undermine the acting Director General that is carry on some functions that he should be taking instead of you?
Well, we all have our TOR in work that work in line with our responsibility. As a matter of fact, if you read section 25 of the handbook, any head of divisions will warn the staff. That's the normal thing. To say, please do the right thing. Divisions heads have warned the staff in doing the right thing. On the issues of suspension, I have never suspended anybody. The CSA did a head count, and the CSA head count reported of significant employees who were home and taking salary and not coming to work. Some of them even travel. The CSA recommended 19% for dismissal, 26% for suspension, and 7% for warning. That was on the account of the CSA head count and verification exercise. But then the government, in its own purview, decided to say, we have to waive people who are outlined for dismissal, and some people want for true suspension. So, based upon the CSA headcount that the acting director general wrote the CSA to notify to validate their headcount. So, based upon that, 24 employees were removed on the payroll in the month of November who were under suspension instead of dismissal. So the actions were taken in line with the CSA, not as the director for administration. So on the other flip side, recently, there are just been multiple warning letters to senior staff. And all the letters, they just came to me with it. I was sending warning letter for senior staff, PRO, director for HR, director for finance, director for procurement. They all came to me that the acting director general has given them a warning. So I said to them, some of this warning, we'll look into it, we'll have discussion so that we can find an amicable way forward in terms of restoring peace. Our statutory responsibility is to monitor Concession. It's not to go back to the past. You know very well that Governor Kuba said when you saw the violence that took place. We're trying to mitigate that violence to ensure to focus on the present and resident in the era of mining, agriculture, forestry, and PPP. The Liberian people are suffering. Our trivial conflict should not supersede the interests of the Liberian. And I can show you.
As the Deputy Director General for the institution, have you ever appointed anybody into the employ of NBC?
Come in?
Have you ever appointed any individual into the employ of NBC as Director General or Deputy Director General?
I can't understand, but as a Deputy Director General for administration,
it has been alleged that you appointed some individuals within the institution, like from the HR and what have you. So I'm saying whether you have ever appointed any individuals in key position here at NBC.
No, we have not appointed anybody in key positions. Currently we have the list of 23 persons that was hired by the acting director general. With his signature, the document is here, and he has been the one who has hired these people. It's not under my authority.
So my name is Emmanuel too for Ku. I'm concerned about the issue of audit. They are accusing you of refusing to comply with the issue of audit. What is your stand on that? What's your reaction to this?
Well, thank you. I want to appreciate the GAC. The head of the GAC just sent a communication last week. We just gone for the engagement meeting. The audit will resume July. And as part of my responsibility as administration is to ensure a fiduciary responsibility and fiscal discipline is restored at the Bureau of Concession. Since we resume our leadership, there were no active IA functioning. We make sure we restore that. There were no fiscal traffic. As a matter of fact, out of the 4 GSA reports, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, they said that the NBC was in non-compliance in terms of hiring, in terms of fiscal control, in terms of monitoring and evaluation, concession area, in terms of employee coming to work. All of them failed. It is under our leadership that we instituted a good mechanism of the workforce. So as I speak to you, all of the IA report you see there, you will see non-compliant, non-compliant, non-compliant. Except in the 4th quarter and the 3rd quarter where we did well, the IA has sent the information to us to say at least the Bureau of Concession is compliant. So the audit is what we're waiting for, the GSC audit. The IA does a quarterly audit, which means every 3 months they come on report, every 3 months they come on report. The GSC is a model organization that supersedes all other audits, which we are waiting for to get account of Concession, report from donors, missing vehicle, people who were settled, allegedly settled, $520,000 from wrongful dismissal. There are series of counts, but we cannot air these accounts until the audit is done, and those culpable of the law will face investigation of the Environmental Corruption Commission, including misappropriation of DSA and missing vehicle. But these are things that we catalog and submit to the audit committee.
The group is also accusing you of unilaterally creating a new position for yourself as Director General, Deputy Director General for Administration and Finance. This action, in their word, is not only illegal, but it also an affront to the governance structure established by the NBC.
Well, as I speak to you, my brother, and that's the reason I'm saying civil servant should read the handbook. Civil servant should read the CSA standing order. civil servants should know the statutes of limitation.